Astral Visions. Yep, just all of them. All right, Naya Landfall. So Landfall's a mechanic that wasn't formally brought back, but was like technically brought back with Tireless Tracker. So Steppe Lynx and Plated Geopede are kind of the cornerstone of the Landfall aggression package in this deck. These are creatures that when you play a land, they get 2/2 till end of turn. And these cards, alongside these fetch lands that we have in Modern, basically let you attack for very large amounts of damage. This deck can Goldfish a turn 3 kill by going turn 1 Steppe Lynx, turn 2 Plated Geopede, turn 3 play a fetch land, crack the fetch land, Renegade Rallier that fetch land back into play, attack for 16 after you attacked for 4 with the Steppe Lynx on 2. This deck also gets to play a smattering of good interaction between Lightning Bolt, Path to Exile, and Lightning Helix. We've got a few copies of Wrenn and Six here in the main deck because this is an aggressive deck that wants to hit its land drops consistently, so it's +1, can enable a steady flow of landfall triggers for us, which is nice. Also does little points of damage, so it kills small creature on the opponent's side. Also serves as a little bit of reach. What's going on, Magus Edge? Howdy, howdy. DS slow down combat decks and graveyard, or is that too? I don't know what does DS mean? Blur. Deathrite. The problem with Deathrite Shaman isn't that it's too powerful. The problem with Deathrite Shaman is the fact that it homogenizes the format. Is that the correct term? It's a card that just goes into too many different decks and does too many things. So like cards like Punishing Fire and Deathrite Shaman, like these cards aren't banned on power level. They're banned on the fact that like what they do just like doesn't create and promote healthy gameplay patterns. Yeah, decks that don't make green mana shouldn't get to play a Mana Dork on one. I want to play a ramp spell in my Mardu deck. Yeah, exactly. You and everybody else. I guess we keep the 6. So, this deck likes fetch lands so much with its landfall creatures, we actually play 13 fetches. So, this Bloodstained Mire is an off-color red fetch in our otherwise Naya deck. Thoughts on the prevalence of Karn in many modern decks? I mean, so I always would discourage you from making statements like, these things are present in a lot, and anything you're saying about statistically related to Magic is based on feelings, not facts. Wrenn would be good against the elf deck. You could maybe argue I'm supposed to hold this bolt for a higher toughness elf. I'm glad I drew a second one. Oh no! Oh no! My feelings. Respect my feelings. Just gonna go ahead and play my tracker here, use my mana. Elf deck, pretty unlikely to be able to kill my tracker before I untap with it. So the awkward part here is because we didn't have any cheap threats, we have things like Steppe Lynx in our deck now to draw, which is not necessarily ideal. No blocks here because they can make their 1/1 a 2/3. Yep. I think I want to just do this. I think it's important that I get this to a 4/3 to play defense here. I also could have drawn a Wrenn to start killing their things here if I was fortunate. Yeah, we don't look like an aggro deck, right? We're just definitely like a Tireless Tracker mid-range deck at the moment. If they don't give us something worth bolting, I'll probably fetch Basic Mountain and crack another clue here, try and accelerate into some more cards. For the Lulz Prod, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I think I'm gonna get a basic and crack at this here. Like obviously I want to bolt this, but I think it's important to see more cards here ASAP. And then I think I'm actually gonna play the Steppe Lynx out here, and again just trying to kind of churn through my deck a little bit more. So with the fetch land, the Steppe Lynx can block as a 2/3 this turn. And unless my opponent hits a series of like collected companies or things like that, we should be able to power through here. 6 is the tree, I believe. Alright, we're no longer clueless. I'm gonna play defense for at least one more turn here, I think. Now it is worth noting here that, like, there's only 3 basics and 5 shocks in my deck, so I only have 8 fetchable lands total, which could be relevant. Alright, did another Shaman. Shaman is so good. This is Naya Landfall. You'll need to refresh your channel if you don't see it in the stream title. That is also very lethal. Is it? Maybe? Let's see how they attack. I guess my Steppe Lynx gets pretty big here. I also get to bolt something, potentially. Oh, I just have another Shaman in the pack. Yep. Is the tree the Planeswalker or the Dryad? Like, is one just being dragged around the multiverse without a choice? Yeah, I believe the Vorthos it's called Wrenn and Six because it's the 6th tree that they've been on. I believe. Sandfish, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. So this is a reason why I threw 1 Cage in here instead of just 4 Crypts, because Cage is coming in a matchup like this. Chandra's good here too, because it's just extra removal. I'm not sure that Scavenging Ooze is good enough. Actually, I think I'm just going to cut the Steppe Lynx this year, because I don't play defense very well. And we definitely want to be a little bit more controlling in this matchup, I think. This is definitely a Kessig Wolf Run in matchup. No, not really Eternal Witness. It's been a lot of really middling decks. I probably shouldn't have. People offered me dollary dues, so I lowered my deck quality for submissions for a little bit, which has resulted in, like it did before, in that people have been submitting a lot of pet decks that just haven't been very good. Because modern, especially on Magic Online, is like incredibly brutal and efficient. So like a lot of these decks that are like fine at people's local game stores just get like chewed up and spit out when we're playing in these leagues. Well, I mean, spoilers happening for M20 makes sense. The M20 set releases on Magic Arena in less than a month. Yeah, we have a good, solid, aggressive start here on the play. That last game, we had a pretty bad draw. We mulliganed to 6 and had like a pretty mediocre mid-range draw. Plated Geopede, also good. So next turn, we'll get to attack for 8 and play a Knight of the Reliquary. Hey, Jacobian, thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Whenever another non-token elf is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may create a 1/1. That's interesting. I'm gonna grab a forest here because my Knight of the Reliquary is technically color fixing. It's gonna be able to turn this forest into a red shockland next turn to cast Chandra. I assume we're gonna see them chump block with this Prowess of the Fair coming into play. Hey, thanks for the 12 months of supporting Eternal Witness. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, feel free to put spoiler links in chat. So this is almost certainly a collected company this turn. My Knight activation represents 2 potential landfall triggers for this Plated Geopede because we can Knight into a fetch and then crack the fetch. I'm gonna hold off on that for now. Let's see what they company into. This is our first match with the deck. We are down a game. Yep. I think we're actually in a pretty okay spot in this one, though. I'm going relatively wide. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think I'm dead this turn. No, I'm dead. I lied. I can block here and I don't have a red source that doesn't deal a damage to me. We're exactly dead. This card's interesting. It's really hard to evaluate 3-mana Planeswalkers. This one doesn't protect itself the turn you play it, but it does tick up to 5. And like if 4-mana Planeswalkers ticking to 6 loyalty has taught me anything, a 3-mana Planeswalker ticking to 5 loyalty is pretty high. This is probably just a limited card. Chandra, Awaken Inferno. This spell can't be countered. All right, that's a good start for a 6-mana card. Step 1 for 6-mana cards to be close to playable. Can't get countered. At the beginning, each opponent gets an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, this emblem deals 1 damage to you. Deals 3 damage to each non-elemental creature. Deals X damage to a creature or planeswalker that permanent would die this turn. This card's great. That's an uptick. This card's absurd. This is a very, very good Magic card. I know it's 6 mana, but it can't be countered. At a minimum, this will likely be a sideboard card for like dumpster target control player. Sweet. Yay, Corset 2020. I'm ready for standard to shake up a little bit. I'm ready. I like arena, but I'm ready for standard to shake around a bit. Elves is a pretty bad matchup for a deck like this. They have a lot of, for the reasons you just saw there, they have a lot of blockers, and they have a pretty fast clock. No. I think they did 3 Chandras because they're telling her story. I wonder if they'll do the same for another character. Yeah, exactly, Anner. The emblems all stack up. So every turn you plus, and they take another damage every upkeep. This is gonna be another 20 Planeswalker set. That's actually a worry. Is this gonna be, are there gonna be like 60 Planeswalkers in standard when Core Set 2020 releases? Ooh, that's a good catch. 3-drop Chandra plays well with the Devil. So, this is super awkward. I accidentally won the die roll, but I had to mulligan. It's like, this is a hand where, like, my hand is much better with the London mulligan, because I'd get to keep this land that's on top of my deck and, like, ship this Helix. But now, I can't, maybe we're not going to get a turn 2. My opponent kept 7 with the Chancellor of the Tangle deck, so they could be the Neoform deck. They're doing nothing. That bodes well for our home team. Did my opponent keep like a really rancid hand? They must have, right? Let's get Plated Geopede down and start attacking them. Opponent must have not realized exactly what their hand did when they kept it. We can beat someone who does nothing, chat. We can beat someone who does nothing. Yeah, maybe their hand turned one dust with the mana source on top, and they decided to gamble. Hey, my Wren's good when I'm goldfishing. They're dead. They're dead on 4. We're gonna kill them turn 4 this game. Next turn I get to Wrenn, pick up a fetch land, Rallier back to fetch land, attack for 16, 17, attack for 17. This is Modern. A lot of your wins in Modern involve attacking someone who literally can't play Magic. Usually they can't play Magic because of like a sideboard card you drew, but sometimes things like this happen too. The opponent kept a hand that didn't have any lands in it. I haven't done any mathematical analysis of it, but I would be surprised if the London Mulligan makes it correct to run fewer lands. Our deck's so good, chat. Look how incredibly powerful our deck was. Grafdigger's Cage and Path to Exile are both fine here. Damping Sphere technically does them in too, right? If they're a little bit slow. I don't know about very good. Chandra, like I said, cards like 3-mana Chandra are hard to evaluate. It'll be interesting to see how she does. I'm excited to play her with Judith and Mayhem Devil now. That sounds like a good time. Sure. That's true, Marty. It is a lot of 3s. I'm gonna tap out here, hoping I get a turn 2. We might not get a turn 2. It might be right to just hold up Path. I wanna actually kill them though. Edge of Autumn, sure. So now I'm gonna start holding up Path to Exile. There are 3 new Chandras. They cost 3, 4, and 6. 3-mana Chandra and 6-mana Chandra both seem reasonable. Oh, that's a good read too, Detroit. Every turn her activation activates Priest. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of angles on that card. And that's why there's like 3-mana Planeswalkers, the way their designs have been recently, you kind of need to work to fit them into a shell as opposed to them just automatically working in everything. Yep. And again, for people not familiar with how the priority in Magic the Gathering works, my opponent is unable to... I don't have a window to path their Allosaurus Rider before they're able to Eldritch Evolution it. Magic Applegate, thank you for the 12 months of support, and I appreciate the tier 2 resub. Have a sword to go through shield. What's my favorite card in Modern Horizons? You know, I don't know that I really have one. I guess the Goblin Engineer was kind of cool. I think we've died, chat. We're gonna hang out and wait and find out, but I believe we've died. My opponent, this is my opponent's third turn. They're currently drawing their entire deck. Oh, Martin, I just missed it. Sorry. I usually read all of them. Did I miss Jay Killa? How close does this play to the old Landfall zoo lists in Modern? I'm not familiar with the old Landfall zoo lists. This is a deck that we'd played previously, Martin. This is slightly few cards different than like the list that's up on my website right now. Opponent currently figuring out if they can kill us or not. We have played the Scape Shift build before. It's very true. Alright, am I dead? What's their kill condition? Usually they pitch 3 Simian Spirit Guides and kill us with Lightning Storm. Yeah, some of them have a lab man kill too, Dimir Spy. There's a few different configurations. Alright, what's the deal, opponent? Am I dead? You have 36 cards in your hand. If I'm not dead, someone's made a terrible mistake. Have you tried an Urza deck yet? Nope. As always, everything that we've played can be found on my website and my YouTube channel. You can click Videos Modern for the website. 3 cards left in their deck. Oh, they have a land drop. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I think they're 1 card short, but they had a land drop still. We're real close. They have exactly 0 cards in their deck here. If they didn't have a land drop still, we'd have got there. The Edge of Autumn is some neat technology in their deck. Seems sweet. Yeah, they played Edge on 2. I was thinking it was their 3rd turn, so they'd already played a land, but they edged on 2. That I'd forgotten about. Furious Squirrel. Thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Clipsy, thank you for the 14. And Deck Uno, thank you for the half a year. I don't think I can mulligan this. Yeah, if we draw Rallier, we could kill them on 3. Like hopefully we get a turn 3. And we're dead. It's a good clean turn 4 kill. We took 2 turns, they took 2 turns, 2 + 2 is 4. It's exciting. Hey, Unbanned Twin. Thanks for the 17 months. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. For those that have never experienced Modern before, it's a lot of this, dying on turn 2. Ooh, are they going to get unlucky and brick off? Are they Manamorphosing here? Edge of Autumn to cycle. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a sweet piece of technology in their deck. Yeah, and like as the last game showed, the ramping like isn't exceedingly irrelevant either. Yeah, it's a free card that works with Lab Maniac. So this is the card for people that are new to Modern. That's the core to my opponent's deck. Lets them pay 7 life to draw 7 cards. And this card, Nourishing Shoal, lets them gain life equal to an exiled green card's converted mana cost, and they play a bunch of really expensive green cards like this worm that costs 15. So they get to draw their entire deck here and do the thing. So we're deterministically done at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and be done with this deck and move on to standard. This is that's about as much Modern as I can stomach. This deck, this is one of those many decks that for a long time we were able to win a lot with, and then like as Modern has gotten like more brutal, more efficient, more tuned, like decks like this have just become less and less competitive because they're not brutal and they're not efficient. Like this deck with some interaction and capable of generating turn 3 kills just like isn't good enough in the format. Just not doing enough of what you really want to be doing in Modern.